Right. Good morning, students. Welcome back to the revision session of paper 2, that is social work we are discussing. Right. We are in unit 3. Right. So in unit 3, this is the fifth lecture or video I am recording. Right. You know very well we are studying the social group work topic. Right. So in this, as part of social group work, in this video we are going to study the process, skills and program planning in group work or social group work. Right. In this video briefly we are going to see things like stages of group work process. Okay, this is we are going to based on Tuckman's model. Then principles of social group work practice, that also we are going to see. After that, the role of the group work we are going to understand. Then program planning in group work, that also we are going to see. And then the next one is techniques used in program implementation. And finally, conclusion. Once again, we will briefly revise what we have studied in this video. Right, first one is stages of group work process based on Tuckman's model, which is very important. Right. You see, first stage or in the group work formation or group work process, the first stage is forming of the group. What happens here? Here the members come together and get acquainted with each other. They will get to know each other. Right. After that, it is characterized by politeness, uncertainty, and a desire to belong. These are the characteristic features of this stage, formation stage. Because people or members barely know about each other, there will be a lot of politeness, right? Then there is a lot of uncertainty also, because they do not know about the other members, and there will be and there is, of course, there is a desire of belonging, right? That maybe they may they may belong to same socioeconomic group, or they may come from a same social setting, or they are suffering from the same problem, for example drug addiction, etc. Right. Then the worker who is facilitating this group and assisting this group, the worker plays a directing role, means he or she directs the group and the group members. Okay, and they provide a structure also and clarifying the group goals. This is what happens in the formation stage. Then the second stage is storming stage, which is also an important stage. What happens here? Emergence of conflicts will be there, power struggles will be there, who want to become the leader, like that. Many, sometimes many people or more than one person may also be desiring for, become a leader to dominate the group, etc. And resistance will be there. If somebody is making efforts to become more powerful, then there will be resistance for that member also, right? Then there will be differences in values, expectations, or leadership. Leadership may suppress, right? All these things happen at the storming stage, right? What is the purpose or role of the worker here, social worker here? The worker's role is to facilitate dialogue, resolve tensions, and maintain the focus of the group. This is what the worker has to do at this stage, right? The third stage is the norming stage. What happens here? The group develops cohesiveness, means the bonds will develop. It will become more compact, right? Norms will be shared, or shared norms will emerge, and a sense of identity will develop for the members of the group. Right? The members begin to collaborate with each other, support one another, and accept the roles given to them that have to be played or held by. Someone will become the head, someone will become the deputy head, someone will become the, maybe a treasurer, etc. Right? The members start accepting the roles given to them. Right. Then the next one is the worker helps. Here, what is the role of the worker? The worker helps solidify the group agreements and enhances participation and encourages peer support. This will be the role of the social worker here. Then the next stage is the performance stage. What happens here? The group functions effectively towards achieving its objectives, right? Which is an important part of the group work, right? Then here, what will be the characteristic features here? There will be high levels of trust, cooperation, and task completion are observed in this stage, performing stage. Right. What is the role of the social worker here? The worker, becomes a facilitator. Earlier he was directing, he or she was directing. By this stage, he will become the facilitator, empowering the members to take the ownership of the group, take the interventions that have been created or prepared. Then the group starts functioning for itself. Okay, gradually the social worker becomes the facilitator. Right. Then adjourning. So earlier this stage was not there, it was added later, but this is also very, very important. Means once the goals of the group are achieved, the group has to be adjourned or terminated. That is the meaning of adjournment. Right. You see, the group pays for termination, just like we have seen in the social case work. There shall be a termination of relation between the social worker, case worker, and the client. In group work also, after the achievement of goals, there shall be termination of the group. Right. The members evaluate the outcomes, express closure, and disengage. Right. Right. The worker ensures emotional processing. You see, this will be a emotional process. They have worked a lot several times or most of the time. Now they have to start disengaging. So this is an emotional problem or emotional issue. So the social worker has to facilitate this emotional detachment. Okay. Then he also provides a reference and helps in future planning. This is the role of the social worker in adjourning stage. Okay. So these are the stages, very, very important stages in social group work. Okay. Then another thing, the next area we will see is principles of social group work practice. So in practicing social group work, just like we have seen in the social case work, there are certain rules and responsibilities or principles, ethical principles are also included. The social worker is expected to follow these principles, right? We will see the principles. First principle is individualization, which is very, very, very important in the social group context. What is the meaning of individualization? It is recognizing each member's unique needs and contributions to the group or in the group. Okay, so this we have seen in case work also. We have to accept the member as he or she is. We have to accept the client as he or she is. Okay, that is the meaning. That is what we are doing in the group work also. In that, we are recognizing the members' unique needs and contributions, what he or she can contribute, and what his or her needs are. That is the meaning of individualization in social group work. Right. Then the second principle is group as a means of growth. How the group shall work as? The group shall work as the means for growth or means of growth. Right. How this will happen? Using the group process to stimulate learning and adjustment, the group members will realize growth by taking the help of the group, making the group as a means for this growth. Right. The next principle, the third principle is participation and democratic functioning. This is also another important principle. Right. What happens here? The things like encouraging shared leadership. Okay. What is the meaning of shared leadership? For 1 year or 2 years, one person will be the member. Means for a period of time, one person will be the member. After that, the role of leadership will be given to other members in the group. This is the meaning of shared leadership. Then emphasis is also there on consensus, right? And mutual responsibility means everybody is taking the responsibility. That is the meaning of mutual responsibility. Or you can say in this way also, I am responsible to rest of the members in the group, and rest of the members are also responsible for me, right? This is how we can say, in other words, each and every member in the group is responsible. Okay, that is the meaning of mutual responsibility. Right. Then the next principle, the fourth principle is flexible and purposeful use of programs. Flexible and purposeful use of programs. Right. What happens here? You see selecting activities like activities that align with the group goals and the member readiness. Based on that, you have to select the programs or interventions that you are planning to intervene and you are planning to introduce and achieve the goals, right? And the next one is building a positive group culture. This is also another important principle. Alright, what happens here? Fostering safety, acceptance, and the constructive feedback are the aspects that are involved at this level or in this principle. Then the last principle is progressive program development. What happens here? Activities should build on previous learning and move towards a deeper engagement. Right? These are the 6 principles of social group work. These are very, very, very important. Right. Then next, in the next stage, we will understand the role of the group worker in the social group work. Right. First role, he or she should work as an enabler. Right. How they should work as enablers? Creating an environment conducive to interaction and trust building. This is how they will play the role of the enabler. Then they also have to play the role of the resource mobilizer. How they can do that? Linking the members with information, support systems, and providing external services. The member or the social group worker works as the resource mobilizer for the group. Alright. The next role played by the group worker will be mediator. How he or she plays or does this role as mediator? By managing group conflicts and interpersonal tensions. So in a harmonious way, the social worker will try to address these tensions and conflicts within the group, and he or she will try and protect the cohesiveness of the group. Right. Then the fourth role played will be played by the social worker is evaluator. Right. How the person, the social worker, becomes or plays the role of evaluator by tracking group progress, process quality, and individualized outcomes. The social worker plays the role of the evaluator. Then he or she also plays as a model for the group and group members. How? By demonstrating respect, empathy, and a democratic behavior, the social worker becomes a model or role model for the rest of the group members or for the group members. Okay, so these are the roles that will be played by the social worker in a group work setting. What are those? Once again, we will remind ourselves. First is enabler, second one is resource mobilizer, third one is mediator, fourth one is evaluator, and the fifth one is a model. Okay, or role model. These are the roles played by a social worker in a group setting. Then another important area that we have to study is program planning in group work. How the program will be planned. Right. The key elements in program planning are, first one is need assessment. Right. What happens in need assessment? We have to identify collective and individual goals or needs through preliminary observation or discussion. This is what happens in the group in the initial stages. Need assessment will be done. Okay, by means of interview or by means of group interaction, etc. All these things we will assess the needs of the group. Then second element in the program planning is goal formulation. Okay, next stage is we have to formulate the goals. Okay, so establish the SMART objectives. What are these SMART objectives? Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time bound objectives. Okay, once again I will repeat them. S, specific, M, measurable, A, achievable, R, relevant, T, time bound objectives have to be found. Okay, so this is goal formulation. Then third element is program design. Once we have understood the goals of the group, goals are formed, then we have to design the interventions or program. We have to design the programs so that we can achieve the goals. Right. What happens here? The group or the social worker develops in consonance with the group members develops a sequence of activities aligned with the group's developmental stage. Right. Then the next stage or next key element is implementation. Once the programs are designed, the programs have to be implemented for achieving the goals. right? The plan will be executed, or the program will be executed, or the intervention will be executed, ensuring participation and inclusion of all the members. Remember, we shall not be leaving the members, right? Right. Then last element is evaluation and follow. Okay, we shall also be remembering this aspect. Generally, we tend to neglect evaluation. Just we implement the program and leave it there. But evaluation and following up is also very, very important. What happens here? We have to assess the impact of activities that we have taken up, that we have implemented, and modify future interventions accordingly. If there are any lacunae in implementation, we have to modify them, and so that the program is better implemented. And finally, the goals are the formulated goals are achieved by the group, right? So these are the key elements in program planning. Right. Then finally, the next thing we will see here is techniques used in program implementation. In program implementation, what are the techniques that will be used? Right. So first is role play. Just like we have seen in case social casework, here also the techniques are almost the same. First one is role play. What happens in role play? It is a stimulated scenarios will be given that allow members to rehearse social roles or explore problems. That is the meaning of role-play. Why it is required? It is useful for enhancing empathy, communication among the group members, and conflict resolution among the members. Another technique is very important technique is group discussion. Right. It is a structured or semi-structured group discussion will be there. These are the two forms: structured group and a semi-structured group. It is formed, or these forums are formed to exchange ideas and perspectives among the members of the group. Why it is required? It encourages critical thinking, self-expression, and peer learning. Okay? Then the third tool is brainstorming, which is another important tool. Right. So what is it? It is a rapid idea generation without immediate judgment. That is the meaning of brainstorming. Why it is required? It promotes creative problem solving and collective ownership. That is the significance or importance of brainstorming. Right. Then audio-visual aids and media. This is another tool we employ in program design and program planning. Right. So what is it? It is videos, documentaries, posters, and storytellings. These can deepen the understanding of complex issues among the members of the group. Why it is required or how it is important? It is effective for stimulating reflection and breaking monotony in the group functioning or in the group setting. Then games and icebreakers, these are also very, very important. What are these? These are short but very much engaging activities to build trust and ease in the initial stages of the group formation, and to break the initial awkwardness that is there in the group members, right? What is the purpose of it? It fosters a group bonding and a positive energy, fills the group with positive energy. That is why you require games and icebreakers. Then we also have stimulation exercises. What are these? These are mock drills or real life practice sessions. Examples are things like mock interviews, crisis handling, etc. Then what is their significance or importance? They enhance preparedness and experiential learning. This is the importance of simulation exercises. Right. So once again, we will remind ourselves the things we have learned. Okay, and you see we have seen stages of group formation, the tools and techniques that will be used for program setting. Then we also have seen the principles. Okay, principles of group formation. Okay, or principles of group marketing. Okay. So very, very important things are there in this video. Make sure that you are not missing the video. Right? So this is it for this video. In the next video, we will see some other things. Maybe mostly we will see the comparison between the casework and group work. Okay? Most part of that video is going to be the comparison between casework and group work. Right. This is it for this video. See you next time. Until then, have a good time.